Going live. Get that started up. And let me share this to Facebook real quick. Let's share this on our couple of Facebook pages. Y'all give me a moment. I'm sharing this to I'm sharing our live YouTube feed to Facebook. We're actually a little bit early. We don't really get started till about 7:15. So y'all give me a moment while I get this shared out. I'm gonna come down with a little something. Got a little itching and tingling in my throat. Probably COVID again. I've had it twice already, both the regular COVID and the Delta variant. So I'm probably coming down with the Omicron or whatever they call it. So, but I've been vaccinated and boosted, and so I'm not really that worried about it. If I do come down with it, it's probably just gonna be light symptoms like it was with the Delta variant when I had it after being fully vaccinated. So I guess that's the reason why we get fully vaccinated. Got some really interesting stuff to share with you all tonight. Really interesting stuff. An insight into how serious this industry is. I'll share to y'all what I've been dealing with all day today and pretty much all last night too. But I'm gonna go ahead and share that with y'all doing training tonight. All right, so we got that shared out. All that's going. We got Joseph who joined us on YouTube. Thank you, Joseph, for joining us. If you're for the other 6 of you who are on YouTube watching, if you go ahead and chime in, say hello. Yeah, Joseph, I hope it's not the flu-rona either. You know, they got the new thing out now, the flu-rona, the flu and the coronavirus and COVID-19 combined. Well, I've been fully vaccinated on COVID, and hopefully I'm not coming down with the flu. I've been taking some Theraflu and some stuff trying to head it off. And at night I take the NyQuil and Robitussin and stuff like that. So I've been drinking a lot of lemon and tea and honey and that type of stuff. So hopefully that's not it. But if it is, just ride through it. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm boosted. So let's trust that will protect me and my family. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get back here. The meeting is being live streamed. Yes, it is. Let's go ahead and start our recording. To record to this computer. All right. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Today is Thursday, January the 6th, 2022. Yes, it is. New year. New year. So we've all made it to 2022. And since tonight is Thursday night, 7:15, well, 7:09, we're a little bit early, but hey, let's get started anyway. Since tonight is Thursday night, it is our dispatch training. Every Thursday night, we have live dispatch training for our members of our National Dispatchers Network and our subscription paying members. Now, the dispatch training is broadcasted live on YouTube, and we also simultaneously stream it on a few Facebook groups now. But here's the thing. After the broadcast ends, this video is no longer available on YouTube for just anybody who wants to come watch it. And it's no longer available on Facebook. You have to be a subscription paying member in order to access these videos, either on YouTube after the live showing or either in our back office site. So those are the only two ways that you're going to be able to view our ongoing training videos. They're meant for the people who are active subscription paying members into our platform, either subscription paying through our YouTube membership or subscription paying through our at-home live training and networking platform through the National Dispatchers Network. I want to welcome Marquetta, and who else is with us tonight? And well, just myself and Marquetta so far have joined us live on the back office. For those of you who are in our back office group or part of our platform, go ahead and log into your back office and get started. Okay, you can go to the back office area, go to the training and curriculum page, and you'll see the link there for to sign on and get on with us live. Other than that, you can view us live on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel, and you can view this live on YouTube, or you can log on to my Facebook page and some other groups that I have on Facebook, like this 411 Dispatching. You can go here, and we are broadcasting live on here as well as a couple other groups on Facebook. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Let me start sharing my screen. Well, before I do that, y'all hold on for a minute. Let me pause my sharing real quick to make sure. Yeah. No, I don't want to pause the recording. Yeah, let me pause my share. Where's my share pause here for a second? Where's my share pause? Oh, I'm not sharing. No wonder. All right. But let me pause my recording here just for a moment. I've got to take care of some stuff real quick. Y'all hold on. Y'all give me a moment. All right. Okay, there we go. Let me go to start. I'm recording back up. There we go. And now let me go ahead and share. We've got some other people joining us. Jones iPad. Oh, we've got Jones joining us also too. Let's go ahead and get started. Start sharing my screen. Okay, there we go. Can everybody see my screen now? Those of you who are in our live training.
Yes.
All right, great. Let me get to where I need to be. Okay, there we go. I'm back office. All right. As you all know, this is the National Dispatchers Network Live Dispatch Training. And in our training, everyone who is a part of our platform, they get access to our back office site. This is where everything goes down. Tonight, I am starting from the beginning because we got some new people. So I'm starting from the very beginning, and I'm going to also share an interesting event, something that happened today or last night that you all really should know about. Okay, because this is all part of the industry, and I get into that in just a moment. But for those of you who have back office access, you're going to log on to your back office in mydispatcher.org, because everything over here in this area here is all accessible to any and everybody that comes to our site. But however, everything that falls under this more button. See, when you put the cursor over the more button, a secret, a private drop down drops down, like a hidden drop down. That everything here is secure back office access. So in other words, you need a username and password in order to access this. And every one of our students and members of our network get a user. They get to create their own password, and they have a username where they can log in, because this is only accessible to our subscription paying members. So we're going to go ahead and log into the back office. Over here in the More section, you click where it says Dispatcher Tools and Resources. That pops up, and that'll take you over to our secure back office area where we have all our tools and resources. Now, when you come to our back office, because I said I'm going to start from the beginning and show everybody everything. When you come to our back office, the first thing you're going to see where it says Welcome to your back office. And the very first thing you're going to see, it says Start with this video. Okay, this particular video is a recorded video of a private consultation that I did with one of our students, and it basically, I'm going over everything that's in the back office. I'm showing them how everything works. I'm showing them where to find everything, how to navigate your back office. So if you're new and you're not sure how to navigate the back office, you're in the right place today, okay? But this video shows you how to navigate your back office. It's kind of an old video, so some slight things have changed, but the basics of how to navigate the back office is still the same, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do when you get into your back office, the very first thing you're gonna watch this video. It's about 40 minutes long, but make sure you watch this video because it's gonna give you a good description of your back office and instructions on how to find everything and what everything does and how to use everything and how to access everything into your back office, okay? After that, you're going to have a series of 6 videos. Now, this is your how to dispatch series. Everything you need to know about dispatch. If you are new to the industry, if you are new to dispatching, or if you're new to our platform, this series of 6 videos is going to tell you everything you need to know about the basics of dispatching from the very beginning to actually getting paid. And they're in steps, and you have to, and the steps are in chronological order. In other words, they're presented in the exact order that you would have to take, the steps you would have to take to, first of all, find the carrier, pitch a carrier, get them signed to the dispatch agreement, going over the dispatch agreement and how to send it to them and what to go over in the dispatch agreement, to, after you get them signed to the dispatch agreement, to load management and acquisition, how to operate on the load boards and how to find loads. And then after that, you've got to contact the broker, and you got to know what to say to the broker in order for them to send you a confirmation rate sheet and confirm the load with the broker and things you should look out there, all the way over to after you've confirmed the load with the broker and the load has been picked up and delivered, then you've got what? The invoicing. You got to get paid. So after the load is delivered, it tells you what to do after the load is delivered, what to do with the BOL, right? In case y'all don't know what the BOL is, that's does anybody know what that is? BOL, what does that stand for? My students, does anybody know what that is? Oh, y'all are muted, so you can unmute yourself. But that BOL is the bill of lading, okay? That is a receipt from the receiving shipper that the load has been received, it is in good condition, it is not harmed, and it was on time, and it's good to be paid on, okay? You gotta have that. You're not gonna get paid if you don't have that bill of lading, okay? If you don't have that BOL from the receiving shipper, all right? So it tells you how to get that from the carrier, tells you how to send it over to your broker, and then after you do that, then you create your invoice. We even show you how to use Square to create your invoices. But that's where I do all my invoices at, okay? Very, very good system. Square has a very good system for really managing your entire dispatch business. Really, you can do everything right from Square if you wanted to. So, and you create your invoice and you shoot it out to them, and then all your carrier has to do is click on it and pay with a debit or credit card. Makes it so very easy. All right, but these are the steps right here, okay? How to dispatch series, and I encourage you all to watch them at least 3 times and watch them in order. Don't watch, the first one 3 times, then the second one 3 times. No, watch first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, then go back, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, then go back, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Why? Because you want to learn those steps in the order that they come in. You want to get that drilled into your mind and get that repetition built in so that you would know what steps to do next, what's coming next, and then it becomes like automatic. Okay, after you review this video and these the How to Dispatch series, then you're ready to dive into your tools and resources, your agreement forms and documents, and finally your load boards. Okay, so when you all come here, you got your tools and resources. Now, your tools and resources are just what they are. They're tools and resources. There are a whole bunch of calculators that we've loaded up that will help you all to be able to, conduct your business, to be able to evaluate loads and the rates and fuel surcharges and all that type of stuff. So just about all the calculators that you're going to need, you're going to have it here. Like this one is a distance calculator. This one right here is a truck rate calculator. You notice if you put your cursor over it, it pops up and tells you what it is. Just put your cursor over it, and it'll pop up and tell you what it is. This one right here is a freight quote calculator, and this right here, I think, is just a holding page. Yeah, tools and resources, so it's a holding page. This is search 19 million plus shippers. So if you're looking for shippers, you can search 19 million plus shippers from this area right here. Okay, and of course, this over here is going to be your search freight brokers. All the freight brokers that are listed in the country there. This one is free auto transport directory. So if you're looking for carriers that transport cars or vehicles, this is a free auto transport directory. And this is a link to one of my students who I helped get started in the logistics business. His name is Charles Mundy. And if you're interested in ebooks or anything like that, he has a very good platform where he sells ebooks and things about dispatching and freight brokering. I introduced him into the business, as I do a lot of people. And like a lot of people, I've helped him and others get started with their training platforms. So he got his first introductory here. He used to be a guest host on our training platform once he gained some knowledge, and he learned pretty quickly. And when Charles came into the industry, he didn't know anything either. He didn't know anything about the trucking industry. He was completely new to the trucking industry. And inside of about 8 months, he went from a brand new student who didn't know anything about trucking industry into, developing his dispatch firm. And I think he got up to the point where he was earning almost $4,000 or $5,000 per week inside of about two and a half months. And then after that, he expressed an interest in training and this side of it. So I, showed him all that I need to show him, and he decided he wanted to develop his own platform into an ebook series, a different type of platform than what we have, but it's a very good platform, nonetheless. So I helped him get started. And if you want, if you want to, explore his platform, feel free, go right ahead. And I know a lot of people say, well, why are you promoting someone else's platform? Because that's what I do. I don't see competition. Okay. I know a lot of people come into this and they think that this is all competition. Well, our platform is completely different from everybody else. We have a unique platform. And in having a unique platform, that means I don't have to fear competition. Okay. Everyone else teaches a class, course, ebook, or something like that. We have a network. Yes, we do have live training that's incorporated with that, but our platform is a networking platform, tools and resources platform that saves you money over the long term. We're not a short-term training platform. We are a long-term platform that saves our members money throughout their entire career in dispatching and booking freight. All right, with that being said, we'll move on. All right, next we have your agreement forms and documents. This is where all your documents and forms that you're gonna need, like your dispatch, your service dispatch agreement. If you need a sample dispatch agreement, we have it here. Good, and this is an interesting point because I was on the group 411 dispatching and one-on-one dispatching for beginners on Facebook, and someone made mention. I'm not going to call their name or mention the trainer who trained them, but they mentioned they're taking this other training with another dispatch instructor, some other platform. And they was asking, did anyone have a dispatch agreement that they could let them take a look at so that she could create her own, so she could have a dispatch agreement? And so, and my immediate thought was, she said that she had just finished training with this other platform, and I'm thinking, okay, you just finished training with a platform, you paid your money, but you didn't get a dispatch agreement. They didn't even provide you with the very basic thing that you need in order to be legal as a dispatcher. That's the one thing you need, the most important thing you need to be a dispatcher and be legal. Because if you don't have a carrier under contract, you can't dispatch. Let me make that clear to everybody. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association, okay, in CFR 371, in CFR 371, 49.1 through 49.4 states that a bona fide agent, which is a dispatcher, a bona fide agent must, not say it may, not say it might, but must have an agreement with an owner-operator to find said owner-operator suitable freight pertaining to said owner-operator's particular, their standards or what they are looking for. You can't just go out there and grab a bunch of loads and shotgun them out on Facebook and say, any owner-operator want these loads. That's illegal. You can't do that because you're not a broker. You don't take ownership of freight. Brokers can do that because they have ownership of the freight that they are putting out there. That's why they have a bond and an authority to take ownership of freight. Dispatchers do not have a bond, nor do they need one. They do not have an authority, nor do they need one. But because they do not have a bond and they do not have an authority, they cannot just go out and just broadcast freight. They can only present freight to an owner-operator that they have on the contract because you are their bona fide agent. You can only present freight to the owner-operator that you have on the contract, and you can only present them the type of freight that they have specifically outlined in their profile form as to what they want or what they're looking for. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? Give me a hands up, nod your head or something. Yeah. Let me know that you understand that. All right. Because we have a lot of dispatchers out there that don't understand that. Okay. They don't understand that. But here you have your dispatch agreement form. Okay. This is a separate whole training which we'll get into probably not, I think it's next week or week after next. But it's a whole separate training. And when you pull it up, all of my students can pull this up. You click on it, you pull it up, and it's going to pull up a PDF Word that you can edit and put your own information in. And here we provide you all with a dispatch form already pre-done. All the legal stuff is in there already. And in our training on the dispatch agreement, we go over this line by line, and I tell you all what all the legal ramifications is, all the legal implications, including an inferred power of attorney, which is written into this dispatch form. Okay, so this is how a dispatch form should be legally structured. You all have that. So rest assured, if you need a dispatch form, you all have access to it. It's in your forms and agreement section. Okay. So this is your dispatch form. As you can see here, you can enable the editing by clicking right up here. Y'all see that? You can enable the editing. Once you enable the editing, then you can go in and make changes. You can type your dispatch name in there, or your company name, your address, your email, your phone number. Down here, you can type in all the stuff you need to type in. We have it marked in yellow for everything that you all need to type in. Up here is going to be in yellow, okay? Everything above the fee line, which is right here, and everything in yellow above the fee line is what you all type your information in. Everything below the fee line is where the carrier type their information in, okay? That's in yellow. Up here, if it's not in yellow, that's left for the carrier to type in. Like I say, I, the owner operator of, or the driver of truck number, blase, blase, of the carrier, a licensed motor carrier, their MC number, their DOT number, hereby grants authorization to you. That's why that's in yellow. So you put your information there, you pre-fill this out with your information, and then you send it over to your carrier for them to review, sign, and send back to you. Okay, but we'll go over this at another time. That's not what we're here for tonight. because I'm starting from the beginning, taking everybody from the beginning and going all the way through. But this is your dispatch form. You all have one. It is properly done. It is properly formatted. All the legal implications, everything is there. Okay. All right, let's get out of that. All right, so take you back here. All right. Also, other forms that you all have here, you have your pitch. What you gotta say to the owner operators when you cold call them, when you call up owner operators, you don't want to call them and say, hello. You don't want to be like that. You kind of want to know what to say to them, right? You kind of want to have a formatted pitch of what to say. And everybody who's ever seen any of our videos know that our pitch is, Mr. Owner Operator, how much money do you need to move your truck? That's the basis of our pitch. That question right there. How much money do you need to move your truck? It sounds like a simple enough question, but that question leads to what? For them to think what? How much money do I need to move my truck? Whether they're lying, whether they're trying to boast their reputation, whether they're trying to, brag or whatever the case may be, because someone's, well, shoot, I don't move my truck for less than $9 per mile. If that's the case, whatever they say, that's fine. Because then you're just going to follow up with, great. Because as a dispatcher, my only job is to find the kind of freight that you want, paying the kind of money that you want to get paid. So when you see my number on your caller ID, you know I got the kind of loads you want, paying the kind of money you want to get paid, going to the places you want to go. Now, who can say no to that? Because they just told you what they wanted. But they wouldn't have told you that if you don't ask that leading question. How much money do you need to move your truck? Now, there's a little bit more to that pitch than that. It gets a little bit more involved than that, but it is a great pitch when it's done right. Now, there's a formal presentation of the pitch that we have here, but I want you all to kind of take your liberty with it and make it your own. Okay, the way I normally do it, and it has a lot of formal, wording in here. How much money do you need to move your truck? Greetings, my name is Charles Mundy. I put Charles' name there because he was one of our students way back then. Independent dispatcher with the National Dispatchers Network. We have over 200 plus dispatchers all over the country to service your needs. Now, you don't need to say all that because you're independent, right? And you're gonna say what your firm is. If your firm is located in such and such place, you're gonna say, my name is such and such and such. I'm an independent dispatcher, and my company is and say your company name, and we are located in such and such, and we service the entire United States. Okay, that's pretty much all you have to say. Okay, then you come down here and you're gonna read the rest of this and say so. And then what you're basically telling them, so I understand that every carrier is unique in their low price and needs. You don't have to say it exactly that way. You may say to them, so look, I know every carrier has a certain price range that they want to be in. Make it your own. Make it where it's comfortable for you to say. But this is just a outline to lead you into creating your own personal pitch, but you have certain things that you need to stick with in order to make this effective. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes? All right, great. So you're going to kind of use this to really create your own pitch, but you're going to stick to the basic parameters of what this is. And your basic parameters are, you understand that everyone has their own pricing needs. Everybody's not cookie cutter. Everybody's not monkey see, monkey do. Right? Every carrier has their own pricing needs. Some carriers want more, some carriers want less. Reefer carriers want more than flatbed carriers. Flatbed want more than dry van carriers. Dry van carriers want more than box truck carriers. So you understand that. Okay, so just make that quick point. I understand that every carrier has their own unique pricing needs. As a dispatcher, I will cater my load search to your pricing requirements. That's basically what you're getting down to. You want to assure them that whatever their requirements are, that's all I'm going to search for. If you tell me you don't want to go up in the mountains, guess what? I'm not going to look for loads that's up in the mountains. I'm going to look for loads that keep you on the flatland, bottom half of the United States. If you tell me you don't want loads that pay, less than $3 per mile, I'm not going to look for loads that's paying less than $3 per mile. When it comes to you, I'm not going to look for loads that's paying more than $3 per mile. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want to assure them of. What you're doing is this pitch is taking away all their excuses for saying no. It's taking away every excuse they have for saying no and giving them every reason to give you a shot. Because that's what you're looking for, right? You're just looking for an opportunity to prove that you can find them what they're looking for, right? That's all you want. You want that opportunity. You want them to sign that dispatch agreement. So this pitch is shaped, is formulated in a way that strips away their concern. It strips away their reasons or excuses for saying no and gives them every reason to say yes. Okay? So that phrase right there is very vital. Okay? As a dispatcher, I will cater my load search to your pricing requirements. In other words, if you need $2.50 per mile to run a load, if you only want to go so many miles, if you want back hauls, and if you only want to go a certain to certain parts of the country, I will only look for and contact you when offers based upon your requirements. So in other words, like I said before, make it your own, phrase it in a way that you can see it comfortable, because I realize that formal presentation right there, that's kind of hard to get comfortable with. So make it into something that's comfortable for you. Mr. Owner Operator, if you tell me you don't want to go up in the mountains, I'm not going to go looking for those for you up in Mount Wichita in Washington State. I'm going to keep you on the bottom half of the United States. I'm going to keep you in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, like that. If you tell me you don't want to travel, 1,100 miles to run a load, I'm not going to look for loads that have long haul miles. I'm going to try to find you some short run loads, and I'm going to try to find you loads where I can get you out and back home the same night. If you tell me you don't want loads that pay less than $3 per mile, I'm not going to look for loads for you that's paying less than $3 per mile. I'm only going to call you when I got loads for you that's paying more than $3 per mile. You see what I'm saying? In addition to that, I'm going to always contact you with at least 3 options on your load routes. Okay? And it's that simple. Okay? So when you get my number on your call ID, when you see my number on your call ID, you know I got the kind of load you want. Going to the places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. And that's it. Where can I send this dispatch agreement to? That's basically the pitch. All this other stuff is just stuff on there for you to reinforce what you're doing. Now, once they agree to it, it means, look, once you are paid, just pay us 10%, and as outlined in the dispatch agreement. 90% is yours. Okay. Now you all can charge what you want. I recommend 10% because you're worth it. If you are doing it the way we train you to, you are going to be well worth that 10%. Okay. I don't negotiate my fee. Me personally, with my dispatch firm, I do not negotiate my fee. And if you all watch my load board reports, every weekday morning at 6 a.m., you know that I look for loads, and I try to train you all to look for loads that are short. I like those short run loads, 20 miles, 50 miles, 60 miles, 100 miles, 120 to 150 miles. Why? Because short run loads generally pay higher rates per mile. And 80% of short run loads are generally repeatable loads. They run either every week or every day. And if you have a short run load that's running every day, if you can find one short run load that's running 50 or 60 miles, you find another short run load that's leaving from close to where that short run load drops off, that's going another 50, 60, 200 miles. You find another short run load that runs back to that person's home state or their hometown, right? That's another 50, 60, 100 miles, and it runs back to them. What have you done? You have created what? Connectable routes, right? And if you create a connectable route, if you find those connectable routes and that carrier runs those loads, then you call those brokers, right? Mr. Broker, let me ask you a question. This load that my carrier ran for you this morning, how often does that load run? I ask every broker on short run loads, how often do those loads run? Because 80% of the time, they say, well, that load runs every day. Well, great. My guy can pick that load up every morning, like he did this morning, and run that load. And the broker's like, wow, okay. Why is that desirable for the broker? Can anybody give me some indication why that would be desirable for a broker?
The consistency. You know, he has some
Steady lanes.
It'll save him money.
All
time.
those are right. Exactly. Saves him money, time, consistency. He doesn't have to worry about finding a carrier for that load every day. Now he can go ahead and market. This is the carrier that's going to run that load. He ain't got to worry about it. It's off his books, and he's satisfied with that. You see what I'm saying? So then what do? You call the next broker. Hey, Mr. Broker, you know I got to pick that load up about midday? Yeah. You know he can run that load about the same time every day. Oh, he can? Well, that's number 2 scratched off. Then you call the third broker. What's the same thing? Hey, Mr. Broker, you know I got to pick that load up, late afternoon? Yeah. You know he can run that load every day. Really? You don't say. Yeah. You put him in. Then after you've done that, here's what I do after I do that. I call each one of those brokers and I send them a link to a Zoom. And I have a Zoom call with them, have them all there. And I show them what we have done. We have created what's called a short run dedicated lane. Y'all have heard that term before, right? Dedicated lanes. Everybody talks about them, but nobody seems to know how to find them. Well, you have to create them. Okay? You have to create dedicated lanes. Yes, there are some companies out there that have already dedicated lanes, but those companies usually deal with those big people like Landstar and those big companies, Swift, and they're going to these big company drivers, and that's how they have their dedicated lanes set up on. But you all, as independent dispatchers, can create dedicated lanes, okay? Just by employing this little strategy, asking those questions. It takes a little bit more work up front, but it's worth it because once you get that set up, you no longer have to worry about dispatching that carrier every day. All you got to do is just check up on them every now and then. Call the brokers, see how everything's going. Call the carriers, see how everything's going. All right? And not only that, if you're running short run loads, let's look at this calculator for a second. If you're running short run load and the average short run load is paying you anywhere from $500 to $900, let's say the first load is running 60 miles and it's paying $600 or it's paying $550. The second load, you're picking up 20 miles from where that load dropped off at, so they're going to dead hit 20 miles, go pick up a second load, and it's going 80 miles. And let's say it's paying $700. Then you got your third load. Let's say it picks up close to where you dropped off that second load at, and it's going back close to where the person lives at. And let's say that's going 120 miles. You can do all three of them because all of them loads combined, even with the deadhead, they're less than 600 miles. And the average driver in an 11-hour driving shift is only going to be able to drive 600 to 650 miles. I know this because I used to be a driver. I used to be an owner operator. You're only going to be able to drive 600 to 650 miles in a regular driving shift. So if you got all those loads combined, they don't even total up to 300 miles or 400 miles. So they can easily do those runs in one driving shift and be back home by the end of the night. So let's say that last load pays them $700. So now you got a situation where you done ran them in a triangle, up, down, and back home, all in the same day. And then you contact the broker to find out those loads run every day. Then you do a Zoom call, and you make the brokers aware that we have just created a dedicated lane, right? And now why do you want to connect the brokers and tell them how you create that dedicated lane? Because now they understand what you are doing, and the next time they call you, if they have something like that works, what are they gonna say? Or they're not gonna bring it up to you. Hey, you know I got another load that runs every day, right? Or the next time you contact them, they're aware of how you like to run your carriers. They're aware of the fact that you understand how to set up dedicated lanes. So then you got them doing your work for you. See, this is the key to managing your dispatch firm and to making it to where you can manage it from home by yourself. People always ask me all the time, or well, like a girl, she asked me on Facebook the other day, because I always say I train dispatchers to do 100K from home, and she made the statement where if you're not doing 100K yourself, quit talking about 100K or show proof. So I showed them my 1099s from 2018, 19, and 2020. I posted my 1099s for her. Here's my 1099 for 2018. I did $104,000 that year in dispatching. My 1099 from 2019, I did $143,000 I'm dispatching. My 1099 from 2020, I did $179,000 in dispatching. That's just from dispatching alone. Not training or anything else, just dispatching. Not my truck leases, just dispatching. You see what I'm saying? And her next question, well, how did you manage that all by yourself? And I told her, well, take my class, you'll find out. Okay? Because I don't just teach you all how to find freight. I teach you all how to scale your business and how to be able to manage large numbers of carriers. Because an average dispatcher, if they're just working by themselves and they're not doing it properly, you're only going to be able to manage about 4 or 5 carriers. That's about the most any one person can manage. But if you follow my training and if you take the advice I'm giving you all and you all really follow it, you will learn how you too, because my dispatch firm right now, believe it or not, we dispatch right now for more than 200 carriers every single week. Now, how do I manage that? Because I've been able to scale my business. Once you get 5 dispatchers that you are dispatching for, and at the same time, you're always looking to put them on what? These dedicated runs. Because you put them on dedicated, you don't have to dispatch them every day. You can manage a lot more if you don't have to go through the monotony of doing it the same thing every day, right? So you put them on dedicated runs, they're set. All you do is check on them every now and then. But I'll take even one step further. Once you get 5 dispatchers, and I usually get 5 carriers signed on the contract. Once I get 5 signed on the contract, and I put them on some type of dedicated lane, then I go out and hire myself a dispatch agent. And I give them those 5 carriers. Here's 5 carriers that you have. Each one of these carriers are on dedicated lanes. Now get this. One carrier right here, $1,950 per day. That's a dedicated lane. Right? It runs every day, 5 days a week. They're home every night, off every weekend, right? That's every day. That times 5 days a week. That one carrier is bringing in $9,750 per week. 52 weeks of the year, that one carrier has a dedicated lane of $507,000 a year for a dedicated lane. You think a box truck or a flatbed would laugh at that? Do you think you would make a box truck, no, I'm sorry, a dry van carrier very happy with that? Even when you take your 10%, minus 10%, look what you're making per year off of one carrier on one dedicated lane that you created. One carrier off of one dedicated lane, that's your yearly take. So if you got 5 carriers like that, 5, you got, hold on, what my history, what I got here? It was 50,700. Yep, 50,700. All right, so you got 5 carriers like that, 50,700 is what you're bringing, is what you're netting from them. If you get 5 like that, you're bringing in over $253,000 a year. Y'all see how that works now? Do y'all see how that works? Because my 2021 1099 from this past year, which I haven't gotten yet, but in my square, I can pull up and and I can see what I've done in dispatch. In 2021, remember in 2020, I did $179,000 in dispatch. Now, that's what I paid myself. That's not what my company brought in, that's another set of training that we'll get into later on how to structure your taxes. Okay, because you don't want to report to the IRS everything that your company is doing. You want to be able to take deductions to lessen that. And you also want to set your company up so when you pay yourself a salary. That's why my companies are always set up in an S corp, where I'm an employee of my own company. Because if I had to report all the revenue that my company earns, oh my God, I have to pay a lot of taxes. But because I put myself on a salary, my company has one tax filing, and me personally, I have another tax filing. I report personally what I pay myself as a salary. Then I file my company's taxes, which is done through a corporate tax structure, right? Which I pay my corporate taxes. And as you all know from watching the news, corporations don't pay a whole lot in taxes. That's why you want the bulk of the money you earn to stay in your corporate side. and you want to set yourself up to pay yourself a salary. And that's another part of training that we will get into later on as we go further. But anyway, well, my point is here, I'm going to show you all how to scale your business. Once you get 5 owner operators, right, you got them on dedicateds, or even if you don't have them on dedicateds yet, for every 5 owner operators you get on the contract that you're dispatching for already, you're going to hire yourself a dispatch agent, and you're going to say, Mr. Dispatch Agent, here is 5 owner operators who are already being dispatched. Most of them are on routes or whatever the case may be. You just got to keep them doing what they're doing. Or if you don't have them on dedicated routes already, you have 5 owner operators that I have on the contract, and I've been averaging dispatch per week from them. You just keep doing that. Find them loads and keep doing that. So you're going to give them those 5, right? You're going to pay that dispatch agent 6% of the load fee. You're going to keep 4%. That's why I have a 10%. That's why my fee is 10%. I pay my dispatch agent 6%. I keep 4%. So if you're paying, so if that was one of your contracts right there, yearly, right, and you're getting dispatch from 5 owner operators, because remember you're averaging about that right there, that 50,700 per year. You're getting 5 owner operators. If you're paying your dispatcher 60% of that, right? Out of that 253,000, your dispatcher is making 152,000. That's not bad money to pay a dispatcher, right? That's not bad at all, right? And you're collecting what, 101,000. And what do you do? And what do you do from there? You go back out and do what you're good at, do what you're best at. Find 5 more operators. You see how you're just taking those small steps? You're not thinking about the big picture. You're just taking it one step at a time. First of all, get your first owner operator. Then get your second owner operator, third, fourth, and fifth. Once you got 5, you hire your dispatch agent, you give them those 5. Then you go back and repeat the process all over again. That's how you scale your business. But you have to do it by following the simple, small steps first. Don't try to concentrate on the big picture of growing your business. Just concentrate on getting that first owner operator, second owner operator, third owner operator, fourth, and then fifth. Concentrate on finding them loads and getting them set up on those dedicated lanes. And once you get those set, then it makes it so much easier to hire your dispatch agent. Because your dispatch agents know that when they come to your firm, they're going to be averaging $152,000 a year from the 5 owner operators that they didn't have to go out there and get, that you gave to them. Don't you think you would want to go work for a firm like that? Do you think you have any problems bringing in dispatch agents and building your firm if you're structured that way? This is how you structure your business. Now, I know we kind of getting off this up, but this is just giving you all an insight as to how we're going to be training you. Because we got a lot of new people that just joined. I think all of you right now who are on here have joined within the last month or so. So we got a lot of new people who have just joined. So we're going back to the beginning and giving y'all an outline of what to expect from our training and how to navigate your back office. All right, so this is your dispatch agreement. Y'all can pull this up. It's yours. You can change it. I'm sorry. This is your pitch. This is your pitch. You also have the dispatch agreement. You can pull it up. You can change it, whatever you want to, but that's your dispatch agreement. This is your pitch. Learn this pitch. Practice this pitch. Practice it, in the mirror. Here's the way I like to practice it. I turn my computer on. I turn my recording on, or I turn my phone on, and I turn my recording on, and then I record myself. Why do you want to record yourself while you're saying this pitch? Does anybody want to know why you want to record yourself? Can anybody tell me why? Y'all can't hear me?
You want to record yourself to be able to hear yourself and know where you made mistakes so you can fix it.
Exactly. Not only hear yourself, but you want to see your facial expression. I know what you're saying. Well, yeah, they can't see me over the phone. No, they can't. But I promise you, if you get to watching your facial expression, and you learn to control your facial expression, you'll be surprised at how it controls your voice inflectuation. Because certain things you say at certain periods of time causes people to either draw near to you and listen more intensely, or pull away from you and just kind of block you out. Okay. And you'll be surprised at how your face changes when you're saying certain things. So get used to seeing how you look when you're doing this pitch. Because some people say, man, I'm looking crazy right there. No, I didn't change that. You know, and then you realize what you're saying. If you look crazy, chances are you sounded crazy too. You see what I'm saying? So learn to record yourself and watch your facial expressions as you're giving a pitch. So when you do decide to start making these live cold calls, you got it down pat to where when you're saying it to an owner operator, hey, Mr. Owner Operator, hey, how you doing? How you doing? My name is Calvin Butler, and I'm with the National Dispatch Network, or I'm with the RBBS Transport LLC. I see here from looking at this load board that you are located in Panama City, Florida, at the Love's Truck Stop, and you have a reefer truck. Was that correct? Yeah. How did you find that? Well, because you listed on Trucker's Path or on something, this and it's showing your location, this and that. Let me ask you a question. Now, my computer says that you are empty right now. Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question. How much money you need to move your truck? Well, man, I don't move my truck for less than $5 per mile. Okay. Where do you like to go? Well, I pretty much go all over. It don't matter to me. I drive in the mountains. All right, great. Because here's the deal. As a dispatch firm, what I like to do is find out what you want, what you need. So if you tell me that you don't move your truck for less than $5 per mile, guess what? I'm only going to look for freight that's paying $5 per mile or more. If you tell me that you don't want to go to a certain area or in the mountains, or you tell me you want to go all over, guess what? I'm only going to look for those in the areas that you want me that you want to go in. If you tell me you don't want to pull freight that weighs more than 40,000 pounds, I'm not going to load you up heavy. I'm going to keep you kind of light. And the reason why I do this, so when you see my caller ID, when you see my number on your caller ID, I got the kind of load you want. Going to the places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. What can I send you my dispatch agreement to? That's the pitch, y'all. That's it. It's not hard. I've covered everything that's in here, but I've condensed it down to fit for me. And that's what I want you all to do. Learn this and then condense it to where it fits for you, to where it's comfortable for you to say. But you can recite it in your sleep. You ain't got to worry about, well, did I say the right thing? I mean, read like, no, you can get it down to the point where you can recite it in your sleep. And when you've done that, guess what? You're going to be closing 5 to 10 out of every 50 I'm on operators on your call. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to close 40 out of 50. I'm not going to say you're going to close 25 out of 50. Even though when I call now, I can close close to 20 to 25 I'm out of the 50. But you don't need to close that many. If you're making 50 calls per day to on operators, and you're only closing 1 out of that 50, 1 out of that 50, by the end of the week, you got what? 5 on operators. And I've just shown y'all what 5 on operators can be worth to you, right? Right? Yeah. So if you're only closing 5 on operators a week for making 50 calls a day, you're closing just 1 out of every 50 calls you make. That's just 1. That's less than 1%. Closing 1 out of 50 calls you make, then you're good. See, this is not as hard as people make it out to be when you do it the right way. Okay, if you're not focusing on the big picture, focusing on the baby steps. That's what you're doing. You just take it 1 step at a time. And if you take those 1 step at a time, sure, go ahead.
So what about, like, just say if we have a dedicated lane set up or anything like that, what about when they have like emergencies or an accident or a breakdown? How do we assist them? Is it our job at that time to get them help if they call us and let us know they're having an issue? And how do we help them?
That's a great point. Because remember I told y'all at the beginning of this, I had something to share with y'all, right? Let me show y'all what I had to share with you all. Last night at about 3 in the morning, let me go to my YouTube channel here real quick. Let me go to Justice Learning Center. Go to my YouTube channel. And I shared this on Facebook last night. Let me go here. Let me turn my sound on real quick. turn my video sound on so y'all can share my sound. There we go. All right, this happened to me this morning. This right here. Let me share this with you all. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Just this learning center. Go to my YouTube channel. No, that's the wrong thing. And I shared this on Facebook last night. My bad. This is the wrong one. Hold up here. It was only 20 minutes. Where is it at? Did I not put it on YouTube yet? I probably didn't put it on YouTube yet. I think I put it on Facebook. Let me go to Facebook. I'm sorry. I haven't put it on YouTube yet. Let me go to Facebook. I put it on Facebook, not YouTube. My bad. I thought I put it on YouTube. Maybe I didn't. How to dispatch from home 52 minutes ago. Oh, there it is, right? No, that's the picture. There it is right there, YouTube. I did put it on YouTube. Why is it not showing up? But anyway, this happened to me last night. And I want y'all to take a look at this. Because this can very well happen to just about anybody. Not to this extreme, but it shows y'all what can happen. Now y'all can see this and y'all can hear the recording, right? To do the dispatch load board this morning from the load board report. I know you all was waiting on it. I usually do it every morning at 6:30 a.m. But at 6 o'clock a.m. But I'm telling you, dispatching freight from home or dispatching freight period is not always fun and games. It's not always, no pleasant stuff that happens. Because last night I had something I don't think I've ever had happen in my entire career dispatching freight. Literally had 3 drivers, 3 owner-operators, and the odds of this happening were so astronomical that it just baffled me. But it happened, and it goes to show you that anything can happen when you're in this industry or when you're in this game. And it's not really a game because it's serious business. You're dealing with people's livelihoods. You're, helping them to, earn a living and all that type of stuff. But last night, overnight, I had 3 owner-operators, 3 separate carriers. And this is amazing. I had 3 separate carriers to get involved in serious accidents overnight. They all had loads. It was all running, night runs. They drive at night, and they was running night runs, and they all had loads, and everything. And 3 of them got in accidents last night. All 3 of them involved other vehicles, and 2 of them, one of them involved another truck, and the other 2 involved civilian vehicles, and there were people hurt. So, this is a real serious, industry. And when those big trucks are on the road, serious things can happen. And it was just amazing. I'm glad no one lost their lives, but I've been up all night scrambling, trying to get, making sure I contacted the insurance companies, making sure I contacted, the legal teams for these owner operators, making sure I had to wake brokers up, in the middle of the night, early this morning, and had to redirect other, trucks or owner operators to recover the loads. So this was all going on all night from about 3 this morning up until about 7:45 when I finally got everything worked out. But this is the life of a dispatcher. If you want to be successful in dispatching freight, this is some of the things you got to do to make that happen. Like I say, it's not all fun and games. I mean, it's not, but this is a serious business. And I see a lot of newbies coming in and they're treating this like a side hustle. People, let me tell you something. This is not a side hustle, okay? This is serious business. And if you're not really ready for the seriousness side of this business, don't jump in it. Now, coming from a trainer, an instructor, I know that sounds strange, but look, before anything, I'm a professional owner op business manager. I don't call myself a dispatcher, and I hate that term dispatch because I think it kind of belittles what we actually do. We are owner op business managers, and if you do it right, then you deserve that title. But there are a lot of people jumping into this business, and they're treating it, and they're treating it like a side hustle. Um, it's anything but. I mean, this is a very serious and sometimes very dangerous industry, as I was reminded of last night. Imagine 3 separate owner operators getting into accidents and serious accidents. And you as a dispatcher, you got to be ready to respond to that and try and help mitigate some of the chaos and everything that's going on around what's happening during times like that. Just getting trucks to recover the loads and making arrangements for the drivers to have the trucks towed in, and making arrangements for them to get to a hotel or try and get back to their families. And you got to coordinate with law enforcement, coordinate with emergency services, coordinate with the insurance company, coordinate with the legal team. You know, that's the job of a dispatcher. That's your job. When you sign on these owner operators, that's your job. So I want y'all to be aware of the seriousness that that comes along with this business. Finally, I'm up. Here it is now, about 8 something, and I've been up since. Got the first phone call at about 3:15 a.m. And while I'm dealing with that one, I got another phone call at about 4:10 a.m. and then another one at 4:45. I'm like, what is going on? you know, it was just one accident after the other. And it's, go figure. But it happens. That lets you know that anything can happen in this industry at any time. I mean, once you think you got to figure it out, oh boy. Once you think you got it figured out, oh boy, then it becomes something totally different. Let me move my water hose out the way. But yeah, once you think you got this game figured out, before you know it, oh y'all excuse me, I'm trying to get my water hose out the yard. There we go. But yeah, once you think you got this game all figured out, before you know it, something will happen that will cause you to, rethink, what you thought it was.
You all can go back and watch that, but my point is this. Yes, that's your job. And it's kind of ironic that you asked that question, because I had planned on showing you all this to show you all what this job entails. But here's the good thing that you need to take away from this. The first person, because I asked them, when they called me this morning, I said, well, who else I'm having you call so far? Every last one of them said, we called you first. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? They just been involved in an accident.
And they depending on you to
Exactly.
be able to talk to
Not
them.
only that, they trust me. I have a relationship with my carriers. Your job as a dispatcher is to build a relationship with your carrier. If you don't have that type of relationship with your carrier, you're not doing something right. You got to have that kind of, because it's that same trust that they have, that when I call them and say, hey, I got a load for you, they don't question me about, where, what, money, and all this other, you see what I'm saying? Because if they don't trust you like that, then you always gonna have that, well, where you sending me? Well, I mean, is that the best you can get for me? Is this all you can get? You couldn't find a better load? They trust me. Okay, and you want to have that type of relationship with your owner operators, because you are managing their business. You are their lifeline to the rest of the world when they're out there in the mountains in the middle of nowhere, when they're in Louisiana somewhere, out in the swamp somewhere, when they are in Wyoming out on some big open road and they just got into an accident and they're 900 miles away from home. The truck is messed up. They don't know how they're gonna get back home. All right. That's your job. This is serious business.
great money. I'm letting y'all know right now, this industry will take you to places you've never been financial wise. If you all know my story, 12 years ago, I was homeless. I've got a whole other series called Diary of a Homeless Entrepreneur on YouTube. It shows me in a homeless shelter, 2008, 2009. I was homeless for 18 months. Shows me in a homeless shelter with my laptop and my Boost mobile cell phone, telling people I was going to start a business to get myself out of this situation. Okay. And when I latched on to the trucking and freight industry, that's what did it for me. Okay. So yeah, this industry has great rewards, but it comes with great responsibility also too. And I need you all to understand that. I don't want y'all to, I tell all my students this, this is not a side hustle. I see a lot of these students on these Facebook groups and stuff, and they're asking questions like, I'm like, who trained you people? Do you not know this stuff? It's because they took some course that treats it like a side hustle. This is not a side hustle. I want y'all to understand the seriousness and the implications of what you are getting into. Because yes, it is great money. It's not that hard to make money in this industry. It's not hard at all. This is probably one of the easiest industries to make money in. It really is. And you can do it all from right there at your computer, at home, in a coffee shop. Because that's how I started. Coming from homeless, you all see my early videos. I'm at coffee shops. Hell, the first 11 months of running my brokerage firm, I did it from a U-Haul storage unit where I lived at and worked at for 11 months. So that shows you that you can take this from nothing and build it into whatever you want to build it into. And if I can do it in the situation that I was in back then and get to where I am now, imagine what you can do with the resources that you have at your disposal right now. But at the same time, don't look at this as if it's, just some side hustle or some, multi-level marketing or whatever you want to call it type of gig, because it's not. This is serious business. You're dealing with people's livelihood. You are responsible for their livelihood. They're putting their business, their livelihood in your hands. So when something happens and they're out there confused and the chaos is going on, the first person that they're going to think about is you, because they have you on speed dial, they have you in their email, they have you on text message because you've been talking to them. You're in contact with them more than anybody else because you're finding them loads every day. You're discussing to them about where they're going, where they're going to go next, and all this other stuff. So yes, they're going to call you first. And you got to be ready to respond. I mean, like I said, it woke me up in the dead of night. But trust me, by the time you all get through the first month of what we're doing, the first couple of months of our training, you will be ready to respond if you get that phone call. Because you just gotta, first of all, you gotta calm them down. Let them know that, oh, yeah, I got you. I'm here. I'll make some phone calls right now. Right? No, you gotta call, the insurance company, right? Most of the time, the insurance company, they have a toll-free number that you can contact them 24/7. They have a customer service, no hotline or what is that. A lot of times, their insurance covers what? Towing and all this other stuff, all that stuff you get taken care of. So you get on the phone with the insurance company and you coordinate with them. Say, hey, he's at this location. He's up in the mountains, or he's here this way. He's located at. Here's his phone number. I need you all to get a vehicle out there to recover the truck because the truck is not drivable, and I need you all to get him to a place where he can be safe, a hotel, truck stop, or something. Right? So you coordinate that. Right? And this is all stuff that you all are going to have access to. Why? Because when they sign the dispatch agreement, you all ask them in the profile sheet to give you what? Their insurance information, their DOT number, their MC number, all that stuff. You got all that stuff. So it's natural for them to contact you. Okay? So it's not stuff that you're not going to be able to do if you've done your work properly in the beginning. When you got your dispatch agreement, you send in the profile form. They fill out the profile form. They send you all the stuff that you requested. And you're going to need this. Why? Because the brokers are going to need it when you contact them about loads. They're going to want to know their insurance. They're going to want to know, all this stuff. They're going to want to see their what? Their DOT number, their MC number, their authority, right? All that stuff you're going to have anyway.
So you should have that stuff, and you should be able to go to your computer and pull up that carrier. Oh, there's his stuff right there, and call his insurance company. Bam. Get that schedule. Okay. I've even gone so far when I've had carriers out and, you know, they got to, I mean, not this time, I didn't have to do it, but I've done it in the past where carriers been out and they've been involved in an accident and they couldn't get back home or whatever this is and that. I went ahead and paid for them a hotel that night out of my pocket because you're making great money from the carriers. So I went ahead and, you know, upped and paid for the hotel for that night and made the arrangements for them to get back home. Called their spouses, let them know that, hey, he's okay. You know, he got in an accident. He lost his phone. You know, his phone is dead right now. The battery's dead on his phone or whatever the case may be. I've even done that because that's the relationship you have with your carriers if you've done your job right. You want that type of relationship with your carriers. Trust me, you want that type of relationship with your carriers because there's a very small, minuscule chance that this is going to happen to you. This is not something that happens every month, every day, or every year, really. I mean, the fact that 3, that's just like, I should have played the lottery last night. Literally. Because the fact that it happened to 3 owner operators all in the same night, right? I should have played that Powerball. Not probably won that 600 me. You know, with them kind of odds. But it does happen. It does happen. It may not happen to that extent, but it does happen. Okay, so you have to be ready for it, and you have to be ready to accept that responsibility. Okay, because if you're going to accept the rewards that come with this business, and there are a lot of rewards that come with this business. If you're going to accept the rewards, you got to be willing and ready to accept the responsibility too. Okay. All right. But yeah, it was just funny that you asked that question because I had already said I wanted to show you all something as it pertains to dispatching. But yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, it happens. This is the life we're in, and you know the type of business that we're in. So you have to be ready for it. Let me check real quick to see if I got anybody on YouTube asking any questions or checking in. If you're gonna accept the rewards, you gotta be willing and ready to accept the responsibility too. Yeah, we got a lot of people who checked in here. Sophia Moore has checked in. Hey, Sophie, how you doing? Tracy Mahan. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Thanks for the answer. Bill O'Layton, exactly. Carolyn Stewart, I know you do lives for drivers in the morning. Can you do that to help us dispatchers also? Short answer, no. Because I'm only look. Let's be honest. This is a business. This side of what I do is also a business. Okay, I do the lives in the morning, and the lives in the morning are both for the carriers and for dispatch. Because if you watch my lives in the morning on the load board report, you can pick up a lot of stuff from watching me do what I do in the morning. Because I'm not just doing it and finding loads and giving them away free to the carriers. I'm also teaching at the same time. I'm doing there's several different reasons why I do those lives. One is to make carriers aware that me and my students are good at what we do. So when my students reach out to a carrier and they say to them, and a lot of carriers, they will ask you, wait, who trained you? And my students say, oh, Calvin Butler at RBBS. Oh, the guy that does the load board report every morning. Yeah, okay, well, shoot. Okay, well you good. That's one of the reasons why I do it. Because it brings awareness and it bolsters our repertoire and our what's what I'm looking for? Our reputation with carriers. It also allows me the opportunity to shine light on our dispatch school that we have here in Tallahassee, Florida. We have an actual school, vocational school that we have that students can pay tuition and attend for 2 weeks. And at the end of that 2 weeks, all those who graduate get guaranteed career placement with our hiring partners. These are bond and freight brokerage firms and dispatch firms, state licensed dispatch firms who have committed to hiring, offering positions to every one of our students who graduates our school in Tallahassee, Florida. Okay, no other training platform has guaranteed career placement. We're the only one that does it. First time it's ever been done. How are we able to do it? Why? Because the owners of those dispatch firm are also instructors at our school. And while they come down and spend a month here, 2 weeks of training, 2 weeks before, because we pay them $25,000 per course that they instruct for. 2 weeks course, they come down 2 weeks before, so we can do some run throughs and get associated with everything. At the end of that, course studies and all that stuff, when the students graduate and everything, each one of those instructors are paid 25 grand. We have 4 instructors per course. Course is 2 weeks. Instructors get paid 25 grand for basically 2 weeks of work. And we pay all their expenses, hotel accommodations, 3 meals a day, 4 Uber and Lyft rides, vouchers while they're here. Same thing with our students. Our tuition for that is $7,500. That $7,500 covers everything. Their airfare down. If they want to come by plane, we pay for the airfare. If they want to come by rental car, we pay for their rental. SUV or a full-size vehicle. Want to catch a bus, we pay for both Greyhound and Megabus. Pay for the hotel accommodations the whole 2 weeks they're here. We pay for 3 meals, 3 restaurant meals a day while they're here. Students also get 4 Uber and Lyft vouchers per day while they're here. And at the end of it, those that graduate get offered positions with their choice of freight brokerage firms and dispatch firms from our hiring partners. Okay, so, you know, those of you who are on with us, you're in the right place. We're doing a lot, and we're doing a lot. So with that being said, no, I don't have the time to set up a separate broadcast just for, you know, that's why we have this every Thursday night, right? That's why we have this every Thursday night. So if you want to be included into what we offer, you're gonna have to take our course. You're gonna have to join our platform. Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm selling you something, but let's face fact. This is a business. This is a business. I can't afford to donate all of my time to just free stuff. And look, all my students know, they are trained to know that this is business. If you treat it like a business, it will reward you like a business. If you treat it like a hookup, do hookups reward you for anything? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever given, everybody you've ever given a hookup to, has it ever paid off for you? No, because that's the nature of a hookup. They want something for free. Never be ashamed. Never, ever, 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 ever in your life or in your upcoming life. Don't ever be ashamed for making money for your expertise. Don't you ever do that. Okay? Because what you know is valuable. And if what you know is valuable, it's beneficial to people who are willing to pay for what you know. So don't ever be ashamed of that. Don't ever be ashamed of that. Okay? So the short answer is no. I can't do a separate one just for students, just for people who are new in the if you're new in the industry, join our platform. If you're new in the industry, join our network. If you're new in the industry, sign up for our course. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. All right. Other questions we have here. Lisa Chisholm says, hi. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? She says, wow. Now, that's great, right? Good question. By the way, Margaret, Lisa said that was a great question. Seer Azur, what you are explaining is the job of a logistician. Okay, I like that term. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it means, but I like that term. It sounds good. Of logisticians, we did this in the military. Oh yeah, okay, in the military deployment. Yeah, you're exactly right. I was also in the military, but I didn't do this in the military. I was a grunt. I was with the 10th Mountain Division. You know, they stuck a gun in my hand and told me to go out and jump from planes and do halos at 25,000 feet and do these dives. You know, you 300 miles an hour, you streak across the air, and then you release your chute about 100 yards above the ocean floor, and you drop in the ocean, then you swim 3 or 4 miles to shore, and then be ready to fight. That's what I did in the military. That's all they showed me how to do in the military. And for that, I wound up getting wounded, and now I'm a disabled combat vet. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Logistician, okay, that sounds good. I like that term. And thank you for your service. And like you said, it's not a job, but
a relationship. Okay, that's was Kevin Harrison. Thank you, Kevin. Sissy also says, hey, Calvin, you're such a great person. Appreciate the information. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you all tuning in. Yes, that was a great question. Again, you got another Margaretta, compliment on your great question. This real talk says, Azure, most trainers don't care about you. Calvin sure does. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So let's go on. Let's go on. Where were we at here? Get back to my services, dispatcher tools and resources. There we go. Dispatcher tools and resources. All right. So this area here is all your forms, your agreements. Here are your tools and resources. Up here. Everything from, like I said, your calculators to your search for brokers, search for shippers. All that type of stuff. While I'm doing this, let me go in here real quick and show you all this real quick. This right here, you all are going to use this a lot. This is one of your things you're going to use to search for shippers. Okay. When you click on this, you're going to click on here. Your credentials, they're already built into this link because we pay for a lifetime membership. Now, for those of you out there who say, well, he can't possibly, how can he give y'all access to more than 100 load boards? Who's paying for the load boards? Well, we are. Because we have negotiated with various load boards to pay a higher fee for our network. Like when you all go to a certain load board, you may only pay $49 a month for it. Well, we may pay $950 a month for it. We negotiated that because they know that we are a training platform, we are a network, and people who have access to our network, they're going to be accessing those Some load boards that we go to, they give us a certain rate for the first 100 people. Then for every 25 people we add to that, we have to pay an additional rate for it. It adds on to our rate. Our rate may be $500 per month for the first 200 people, right? But after we reach 201, they may be adding an extra $10 per month for each person that we add on. And y'all see how they go? So it's different things that we've worked out with different load boards to be able to provide this type of stuff. And when we provide this, you all get access to our credentials. That's why that's embedded. When you all go to your links and stuff, it'll show you all what the username and what the password is. That's why we tell y'all, don't ever change those username and password, okay? Because they don't belong to you, they belong to us. And if you change them, that constitutes what? Identity theft. And as I had to do, regretfully, I've had to actually prosecute somebody because they kept doing it over and over again. They went so far not just to change the login, but they changed the name of the person who owns it. That login. They went to my profile and took my name off, put their name on, took my company name off, put their company name off, took my phone number off, put their phone number on. But guess what they left on there? My billing information. They took everything else, but they left the bill with us. So after the third time that happened, I went ahead and filed charges, and detective knocked on their door and they got arrested for identity theft. So I tell you all, don't change those logins. Don't change them, because that constitutes identity theft. Okay, we have a lot of people who are within our platform who depend on the security of those staying what they are. So please don't change them. Okay. All right. But anyway, this particular one, we have everything is embedded in. So when you click on this, it's going to take you to what's called a government SIC code site. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what a SIC code site is, every registered business in the United States, if they deal in any type of movement of anything along the interstate highways, anything that has to do with interstate transportation, has to be registered with the government SIC code site. That therefore all shippers must be registered with what? The government SIC code, right? All right. That's why when you get your bond as a broker, you have what's called a SAC code, SAC. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that, but I can show you our onboarding site that shows you what a SAC code is. I think I got it here. I got it on one of these things here. That's our services. I have to find it, but I've got it on on our onboarding site, and you have to have what's called a SAC code. Okay, but anyway, this is the government SIC code site. So when you go there and you click on this, you click on this area right Oh, we got a lot of stuff. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Did I miss it? It's it right here, right? No, that's the shipper script. Where's my SIC code site? Maybe it's up here. All right, here we go. There it is right there. This right here is search for 19 million shippers. That's going to take you over here to the government SIC code site. Now, when you get here, all you got to do is this. What type of freight do y'all want me to look for? I'm in about it. Just blurt out which one to look for. Electronics, lumber, produce, what? Anything.
Meat.
What was that? Wheat?
Meat.
Meat. Okay, meat. MEAT. Let's look for some meat. All right, put in meat, search meat. Now, when you pull up meat, what does it do? It pulls up 129 different pages that has meat on it. Now, on each one of these pages, you should have 30 categories on meat. In each one of those categories, it has a number of meat shippers. Like this one that says meat, fish, and meat, fish markets, and fish. It has 92 shippers, 96 shippers listed under that category. Under this category, meat and fish markets, food, and freezer plans meat, it has 60 shippers under that category, and so on and so forth. Now y'all see why we say 19 million plus shippers, right? That's a lot. Because just on the meat alone, that's a lot of shippers. You got 129 pages. On each page, you got 30 different categories. In each category, you got anywhere from 1,300, 1,200, 1,600, 96 meat shippers. And so on and so on. All you gotta do is just click on one of them. You click on it, it's gonna pull up all those meat shippers that's listed underneath that one. You find one of those, you click on it, it pops it up, and then voila, there you go. It tells you who this company is, gives you the address, the phone number, gives you the link to the website, right? Phone number, contact this company, and also get this, have an area down here that tells you the estimated shipping rate from their plant location, which is in Cape Coral, Florida, to whatever state you're shipping to. So if you want to put in here Arkansas, it tells you to move their meat from their plant to Arkansas. They pay $65 a pallet, $65 a box, a partial dry van, $710, a partial flatbed, $707. If you're going to Indiana, it tells you here they pay this. If you're going to Colorado, it tells you that they pay that. If you're going to wherever. Nevada, it tells you they pay that. You know, $85 a box, $95 a pallet for a 53-foot dry van, truckload, $1,900 for a 48 to 53 dry van truckload. I think that's also a reefer, $2,050. Is that not great information to have if you're trying to evaluate shippers? This is the level that we have gone through to make sure you all have everything you all need to be successful. Because I know you all have seen on Facebook and the various sites who the little people post all the time, who's interested in a verified shipper list. Say, I am, DM me. You DM them, they send you something, says that I've got a verified shipper list of 10,000 shippers, and it's only going to cost you $1,500. I got a verified shipper list of 5,000 shippers, and it's only going to cost you $500. Right? Well, with this, do you need that verified shipper list?
Nope.
No. And here's the great thing about those, and the thing about those verified shipper lists is this: you may call has numbers on there, and they may be out of business, depending on how long they were verified. But when you're dealing with a government SIC code site, every single week, the federal government updates. If a company goes out of business, they take them out. They take them out of the system. New companies come in, they add them to the system. Right? Now, that's just one of the ways that we give you all to search for shippers that are included with your monthly subscription. So now you all are starting to see why our platform goes way beyond just training and our tools and resources. I'm gonna be honest with you. The majority of people that join our platform, they're not new students. The majority of people that join our platform, they are seasoned veterans.
but they join our platform because we save them on average $400 to $600 per month. Average load board runs you $39 to $149 per month. You're gonna need at least 5 of them as a dispatcher to keep your carriage running consistent. Or we're not saving you roughly $350 a month just on that alone, right? Because you all pay anywhere from $29.95 up to $99.95, depending on how you join our platform, right? So no matter how you look at it, our platform saves you money. That's why the average student that joins us, the average person that joins our platform stays with us for 3 years or more. Why? Because it's long. We have a long-term, our platform is long-term to aid you throughout your career, not just to show you stuff that's going on. I give you my expertise, not just to teach you how to dispatch freight, but we give you the tools and resources so you can be successful, and we give them the tools so you can save money. Whether you come to my training course or not, whether you take our classes or not, whether you tune into our lives or not, do you not have access to more than 100 load boards? Do you not have access to more than 19 million shippers? Do you not have access to an owner-operated locator site? This is all stuff that you would normally have to pay for yourself, but now you just pay one monthly fee and you get access to all this stuff that comes with it. All right. I'll rest my case on that. But anyway, that's how you search for your shippers using that particular one. All right. We also have we go down here, and down here at the bottom of the section, we have load boards. Now, this is where the meat is. This is where everybody come to. This is where everybody come for. The load boards, the load boards, the load boards. Do we have that? No, we do not have that. Why do we not have that? Because we could not work out an agreement with that to let us access the load board for our students on a network type basis. Okay, that is very expensive. I mean, they charge just one person with $149 a month, right? So what do you think they wouldn't even talk to us about a corporate network access? We probably have to pay them $20,000 a month for to have that. And in my opinion, they don't offer that much more than what we have with the companies we were able to negotiate with, especially with one company that we Direct Freight. I love Direct Freight. That's why I do my load board report from, because Direct Freight has great tools, great resources, great search criteria, bike hauls, everything. They show the rate per mile. I can look for my short run loads and all that stuff. All that I can look for it right there from one load board. But these are the load boards that we give you access to. You're going to have in this Rolodex, you got 16 main load boards, and you also have another load board in here that gives you access to 901 load boards, 901 additional load boards. So that's why we say that we give you access to more than 100 load boards, because you do have access to more than 100 load boards. Load boards that you all do not have to pay for. Let me make that clear. Someone was on Facebook saying, well, what he's really doing is giving you access, but you still got to pay for it. No, you don't. You don't got to pay for it because we're paying for it. So we're giving you our access. So you are getting it for not free, but whatever you're paying, your $39 a month, you're getting access to more than 100 load boards and other stuff that we give you access to. Okay, so hot shot load boards, truckers pass, step deck carrier. Who is this? This is freight terminal, load board access, and of course that's my Direct Freight. I love Direct Freight. By the way, so you get a lot of this stuff like this right here, and then over here you get stuff like this, the Mobile Express. Once you go into here, you click here, and it's going to give you access to a whole bunch of load boards. If we pull it up here, come on, pull it up. It's working. Here we go. And make sure you see if it says company, you click in and look at all these load boards. These are direct company load boards. These not just no name companies. You have some of the names here you all will recognize, like Landstar and Conway and Cat, and who else you have in here? Just all these different load boards. All these are direct company load boards. There's Landstar right there. You have Landstar, you have Landstar in the main one, Landstar DCM, Landstar Enway, Landstar Ranger TCS, Landstar Transportation Logistics, Landstar Interstar. You have Laser. You have all these different companies. Okay, so We have an additional 91 companies that we give you access to their load boards as well. On top of all of these other load boards that you get access to, we have Warner, we have Universal, we have US Logistics, we have Trulos.com. What's that? Yeah, Trulos. We have Transport National Logistics. We have what's this one right here? This is Top Flight Transportation. We have TSH, Tennessee Steel Haulers. We have, just all international transportation, just all different types of, stuff. Modern Transport. We have a lifetime membership with Trucking Planet. By the way, Trucking Planet is phenomenal. If you're looking for direct shippers, let me show y'all something. Hold on, let me get out of this. I'm gonna have to, shoot. I'm gonna have to go back and erase that, but let me stop my sharing here real quick. Give me a second, let me pause my sharing, and let me jump on this, All right, pause my sharing, click over, then I redo my sharing, resume sharing. All right, there we go. All right. I can't have people picking at our access codes, which I'm going to change this right after this anyway. So now I'm going to have to change my access code to that one, and I'll put it on the back office site. So when y'all join your back office site, make sure you refresh your back office to get the new logins. Okay. All right. So, but this is us in And now here's what I like about this. You have a shipper database, and you have loads. Now, remember we talked about dedicated freight that repeats all the time. I remember we talked about that. Well, let's check this out. Let's look at the freight that we get through Now, this is a lot of loads. As y'all can see here, a lot of loads, and it just keeps on going. It just never really stops. Really, this is just displaying one of 200 of 1,941 pages. That's a lot of loads, right? That's a lot of loads. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is, take a look at this real quick. What do you all see? You see the status that's available now, right? Which is good. Bids needed for upcoming shipments. You see all that, right? See right here, it says the entry date was 5 hours ago when this load was entered. You have the date of when it's going to be, ready for pickup or whatever case may be. This is the 8th that was the date that was put in on the 7th, the 8th, or whatever it's that. And then you have something very unique: frequency. Y'all see this, which says frequency? This load runs year round. This load only runs one time. This load runs daily. That's pretty interesting, right? To know that a load runs daily, that means what? That's a dedicated load. So if you put a carrier on that one, the carrier knows where it's going every single day. Is that not valuable information? Do you normally see that on regular load boards? No. And look here, you have a lot of them like that. This time only, 2 times a week or more. Daily. 2 times a week or more. Daily, monthly. This time only, year round. I mean, this is a gold mine of information right here when it comes to load acquisitions, right? So if you have any desire to put your carriers on dedicated runs, boom, there you are. And our subscription paying members have access to this. Okay. When I put this whole platform together, I wanted it to be of great value. So I made sure I went after stuff that you normally don't see everybody else have access to. And I put it all in one place, but you ought to pay a small monthly fee and you get access to a whole bunch of value stuff. Okay. But there you have it. You have these, loads and stuff here. If you click on, you click on one of them and it pulls up the information on them. I'm gonna pull up the information on it. Some of them have the rates to them. Some of them don't. See, this one has a rate. Yeah, that one has a rate, freight rate, $4,000. right? Going 932 miles. So that's roughly a little over $4 per mile. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you can't get much better information than this when it comes to, load analysis, right? Okay, so that's the type of stuff that we're giving you access to. Also, if you go over here and you look at, let's go and look at shippers, Lowe's shipper database. All right, our shipper database. Check this out. You got dry van shippers, 34,000 plus shippers. Flatbed, step deck, and hot shot shippers, 10,000 plus shippers. Refrigerated shippers, 2,900 plus refrigerated shippers. Distributors and wholesalers, 27,000 plus shippers on there. Fresh food and agriculture and horticulture, 4,000 plus. Importers and exporters, 5,600 plus. Medical equipment manufacturers, which is good paying freight right now, 2,800 plus. 3PLs and so on and so on. Let's go up here to dry van shippers. Now, that's not the great part about this category. Doesn't have a lot of shippers. Check this out. The biggest complaint about when you get shippers list is they give you a number to the company, right? Then you call the company. You got somebody, secretary, security personnel, whoever answers the phone, right? Then you got to talk your way past them, right? To get to somebody who's going to make a decision, right? Because most of the time when you get those shipper lists, 99.99% of the time, you're not getting the person who is in charge of making the decision. Correct? You got to wind up talking your way through somebody to get to somebody, to get to somebody, to get to somebody who can give you to somebody who can put you in touch with the right person. But guess what? Through this conduit, not only do they give you the company's name, where they're located, the volume of sales that they do every year, 2.5 to 5 million. Women's apparel, the commodities, but you get a name, Claudia Coach. Who is Claudia Coach? The owner. Whose phone number is that? That's Claudia's number. Whose email address is that? Ccoach at, that's the owner's email address. That's pretty nice to have, right? So if you're sending the owner our email script, which is in our back office forms and tools and resources area, when you send that to them, you know that the person who makes the decision got that email. Not only that, if you go down through here, it's the same thing. Vice president, president, owner, president, and you got the person's name to their email. And not all the time it's going to be owner, VP of purchasing, right? Vice president of operations, vice president program military. But every last one of these people can make a decision. Owner, sales executive, purchasing agent, purchasing manager and executive, vice president of administration, traffic coordinator. Every last one of these people can make the decision to add you to their shippers list or not. How valuable is that? You know you're dealing with the person who is in charge of making that decision. You don't have to pitch someone and then they'll say, well, let me talk to our, person in charge because I can't make that decision. You all get that a lot when you're calling these secretaries or calling whoever you call it. But no, every name on this list is a person who can make a decision. Every email is to that person's direct email. Every phone number is to that person's phone. Okay? So if people are asking about what type of access we're giving or the validity of the access, there you have it. And look at all these pages. I don't care if you started calling when you was 5 years old till the time you get 65, you'll never call all these shippers. And this is just under what? Dry vans.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
When we are looking at this information, since this isn't our own personal account, we don't actually email through this. We just copy the email and send it through our own email, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because you all don't work for us.
Mm-hmm.
You all don't work for us. You work for yourself.
Okay.
We're just providing you all with things that you would normally have to pay for yourself to get this access. But because you're with our platform, you personally don't have to pay for it. We've already paid for it. And we pay a higher monthly subscription payment or a higher membership fee to have the kind of shareable access. Because with some of these companies and load boards and stuff that we have with, some of them we may be paying, like I said before, we may be paying $600 a month. When the average person is paying $39 a month, we're paying $600 a month for the first 200 people that we add on to our, shareable, because they get a thing that says that we got this many people that can access. And when they look at it and they see, that we've got 50 or 100 people from different IP addresses, we're good because we have a limit up to 200 people. You see what I'm saying? Then for every person that goes over 200, they charge us an additional $5 per month or an additional $10 per month for everyone that goes over that. You see what I'm saying? So when they look at it and their service see that we have 201, they see that we're paying that $505. Oh, they're good. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how we was able to negotiate and work out these fees for us to be able to have this type of platform. Because I'm telling y'all this is very expensive for us to keep this running. Okay. Yes, we do have a lot of members, so it works out. Yes, we do make money. I'm not gonna see and tell you that we're not making money, because I'd be a liar and my nickname would be SHIT. So I'm not gonna tell you that we're not making money. Do we pay out a lot of money? Yes, we pay out on average over $10,000 a month. But we have more than 900 members, faithful paying subscription paying members who pay every month on time. We have more than 900 of you all that pays on time every month, anywhere from $29 a month up to $99 a month. And then we have some members who kind of pay here and there, and this is and that, and but that's just how it goes, right? So that kind of gives you an idea of how we're set up. Yes, this platform makes money. If this platform did not make money, I could not afford to pay that $42,000 a year for our campus that we have here in Tallahassee, Florida. Couldn't do it. Couldn't pay $25,000 to the instructors when they come down to do instructions. Couldn't do it. Okay, so yeah, we make money. Like I told y'all before, I'm never gonna insinuate to anybody that you should be ashamed of making money. Because if you're ashamed of making money, then you need to go find something else to do. Okay, go work for McDonald's or something, or somebody, Walmart, somebody. Welcome to Walmart or something. Because if you're ashamed of making money, then this is the wrong place for you. Because we're in the business of showing you all how to scale your business and how to make money. Okay? All right. So that's the access you get with that. Whew. Let's see what else we got to go through here. All right, we're going through the load boards. We're going through this. All right, this is the basics of what you all have right here. Now, other stuff that you all have access to. Now, starting next week, we're going to get into some specific training. We're going to be going over locating owner operators. So I'm going to show y'all how to locate owner operators from your back office. Using the tools that we have in our back office. I'm going to show y'all how to locate owner operators. And how to find the ones that got their trucks that are empty. It shows you where they're at, all that type of stuff, how to find them by the type of trucks, by the type of trailers that they have, dry bed, flat bed, reefers, hot shot, or whatever. So I'm showing y'all that too. So that's what's going to be next week's training. Next Thursday, we're going to get specific. We're going to start going through each one of these right here, and be specific on the how-to dispatch series. We're going to start here. We're going to work our way all the way through. And also, in between that, I'm going to be giving y'all some tidbits and tips and things like that, and things you should be doing to make this job easier and more productive. But that's some of the stuff you have access to. Some of the other stuff that you all have access to that's over here. This more column. These are all stuff that you have to have a login for. We have a video library. Okay, I am in the process of converting all of our YouTube videos over into our video library here. Some of the videos you all are gonna access it's gonna say members only. That's because I've converted them on YouTube into a members only. So our YouTube people, they have a membership that they have to pay to watch our videos on YouTube now. Some of them you can still watch, like the dispatch series. You all can still watch all of those.
I think the broker training series, you can still watch those, but some of them you're not going to be able to watch because it's going to say members only. I'm in the process of downloading those from YouTube onto my personal computer and then transfer them over to our site, so you all will have access to all of those too. Okay, but you also have access to about 200 or 300 videos, which is about close to 50,000 hours, 60,000 hours, videos. But once I get everything completed, you have access to the whole 140,000 hours of video curriculum. So you have a video page here, which is actually on your back office site too. You also have access to logistics library. This is very important. A lot of times you all will be talking to carriers and they'll throw terms out because they're talking that trucking language, right? You may not be all the way up on trucking language on the gibberish that they talk. This is designed to kind of equal to level that playing field. So if you got a trucker that's throwing out stuff, trucking terms or whatever the case may be, make sure somebody's still active. Oh no, I got to go over from that one. I got it on another page. Hold on here. Freight dictionary, glossary, logistics. Okay, let's go glossary. All right. Yeah. Okay. So someone may say something like, and a way bill, an air way bill. Well, what the hell is that? You pull this up, it's right there, right? You can go in here, you can go by letters. Like let's say someone say, what is a bill of lading? All right, you click B, it pulls it up right here. You got what? Barge carrier, backhaul, bill of lading. And you notice here, it is highlighted when you click on it right there, bill of lading. Tells you what it is, okay? A document that established the terms of a contract between the shipper and transportation company. It serves as a document of title, a contact of carriage, and receipt for goods. In other words, it is the receipt from the receiving shipper that the load was delivered on time and in good condition. Okay, so you have all these things down here that tells you what these are: blanket rate, bill to party, blind shipment, bobtail, bonded freight. So these are going to be your terms that you're going to be able to access if you're in a group and you're talking with someone, or you're on a chat group and they're throwing out all these terms. Well, you don't want to seem like you're dumb to the fact, right? You want to know what they're talking about, so you're able to quickly access this stuff and pull it up and know what they are talking about. Okay, that's your logistics library. You also have Logistics 101. You have a terminology of glossaries too, I think. I'm sure that's still running. Yep, there's right there. Agricultural acquisition, air ride suspension, authorized carrier, axle loads, auxiliary transmissions. These are trucker terms. Truckers will be throwing out these terms. They'll be talking about this stuff. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? Man, I was in my bunk. Well, I was in my sleeper bunk, sleeping a compartment behind the cab. So these are all trucker terms that truckers normally use. So you all can kind of, know what they're talking about. Deadhead, what's deadhead? All this stuff. Double clutching, doubles, drainage, drive axles, dorm box. Trucker calls you up and say, hey, I lost my dorm box. My dorm box. What the hell is he talking about? A dorm box? Well, there you go. Pull it up and you know what it is. Okay. So we give you access to that type of stuff too. So you all can brush up on your terminology. That this industry has its own language. Logistics 101 and logistics blogs. Good reading information. You go to these logistics blogs and logistics 101. These are usually stories or blog stuff that's written about trucking and freight and dispatching. You can, and they got to hear the different tips, what does and NOI mean in shipping, pitfalls to avoid when using common carriers to ship your less than full load freight. These are all great reading material that can aid you all in your education alongside of what we're providing to you all. Okay. All right, there we go. We have that. Down here, you have other things of note. What are freight lanes? It gives you you can read up on what are freight lanes
you know, and all this type of stuff, different reviews, the best sprinter van load board, the best power only load board, the best load board for brokers, you know, this is, and y'all see people on Facebook asking these questions all the time. What's the best load board for this? What's the best load for that? Well, we go ahead and give you all the research because we've done the research and here you are. So, you know, when people, you all can actually help people out on Facebook when you hear them asking us because you've been turned on to it through our platform. You know, this is stuff you see every day on Facebook and some of the other groups. People are always talking about, you know, well, how do I find this? How do I find that? You know, you all are privy to a bunch of information that people are seeking all the time. And you have it right here at your fingertips. Trucking news. These are different news things that's popping up in the news about trucking. So you can stay up to date on current events. You know, well, it's the same page, but you got trucking news and stuff down here, all that type of stuff too. So you have that. You have stuff on how to profit from cheap freight, lane density. If you want to know what lane density is, here this is covered under here too. So you can just type in what you're looking for under the search criteria, and you can find all this stuff. Get authority, find loads, get paid, stay legal, guides, reviews. Okay. So you get this extra access to a lot of other stuff that can help you and aid you in your knowledge base when it comes to being a proficient and knowledgeable professional. Okay. Okay. You have that. All right. Our chat group has moved. We have a chat group that's on our website, but you all should have gotten an invite to our clubhouse. We have a clubhouse. Let me show y'all what that looks like. Go to my messages. We sent out clubhouse invites. Give me a second here. Go to my messenger. And we only send these invites out to our members. Whew. Let me see here. Sophie, I think she got one. And I send out little stuff like acorns and stuff that I'm using to, you know, like my investments and things like that, show you all different stuff. But we sent out this clubhouse invite. Y'all see right there? That's Clubhouse. How many of y'all are familiar with Clubhouse? Okay. If you're familiar with Clubhouse, it's kind of like a social meeting site where you can form private groups of people, and then anybody within that private group can come to Clubhouse and start a conversation. When you start a conversation, and it's primarily on your phone. It primarily for use on your phone, because the great thing about Clubhouse is not one of those chat groups where you're texting. You're actually talking, and everybody can talk to anybody within the meeting. You know, in just your regular voice and live, you know, talking. So when you go to Clubhouse, let me find my, like right here, which says Clubhouse. You go to Clubhouse and you can join, you know, a meeting that's in progress. So any member of the National Dispatchers Network, when you join our private Clubhouse group, you can start a conversation. Anybody can start a conversation. I don't have to be the one to start it. If you want to go there, Michelle, and start a conversation, say, let's talk about dry van freight or how to dispatch box truck. Anybody want to talk about dispatching box truck? And then when you start your conversation, everybody who's a member of that group is going to get an invite, a notification on their phone that you started a group conversation on what you started on. Then they can join, and everybody can join into that conversation. And you all can actually talk to each other. Like if I click on one of these groups that's in session right now.
Get something off my cheek or something. I ain't even like that. My mom will roll like that. I can't agree with that.
I agree because I'm like that too. Like from I was little, I do not like to drink after people.
All right.
I don't like people putting their.
Let me get out of this.
I'm just like that. So.
All right, let me leave that group because they talk about some stuff I don't want to talk about. But anyway, that's how the conversations go on Club. You can have a conversation, you know, and it's a lot of fun. I catch myself just being a fly on the wall sometimes. I go to some of the groups of Clubhouse, I'm just sitting there like a fly on the wall. Ooh, girl. I can't believe y'all talking about this. But this enables you all to start conversations around the freight industry. And this is how you network. This is going to aid you all as much as a private conversation with me. If you're having a private conversation with me, this can aid you all just as much, because there are a lot of people out there in this industry who know just as much about this industry as I do. And you all have a lot to share, a lot of knowledge that you can share within the industry. Sometimes you all, just you're asking a certain question could enlighten someone else. You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of creating a networking type of platform instead of just a training platform or class platform. That's why I don't consider what we do in competition with any other training platform, because there's no other training platform like what we have that incorporates the things that we incorporate for the long-term viability of your business. Everything else is out there just for short-term training. Once the class is over, it's over. You're on your own. You can't go back and say, well, I need this, I need that. But with this platform, you're always connected to somebody within the industry doing the same thing you're doing. And that's what makes it so valuable. That's what makes it so popular, over the last 3 years, last 3 to 4 years. That's why we've grown to the heights that we've grown, So, because we're always thinking of doing stuff that's different and stuff and bringing new stuff to the industry, like our school, Guaranteed Career Placement. All right. So that's pretty much what I have for you all tonight. I can show you all some of this, our school. This is our main page for our on-site school, our on-site training. We have an on-site school. I've got pictures of the campus and the classrooms and all that type of stuff. But y'all can go to the RBBSLLC.com. Okay, the RBBSLLC.com is where you can go to look at, if you want to take a look at, our main website and what we do as far as the school itself. It is with guaranteed career placement offers from bonded logistics brokerage firms and state licensed accredited dispatch firms after successful course completion. You can look at our schedule. We have our curriculum, which is loaded up onto our website. If you want to look at the curriculum and see what it is that we're going to be teaching at the school, it gives you a breakdown of day to day, what you do when you first get there. You can pull it up, full page and go from page to page. It gives you our day-to-day curriculum, what we're going to be teaching, stuff like that. Or you can also, if you want to pull up a bigger view, you can view the external documents, pull up, I'm in the external and open up the PDF itself, and it gives you a better look at it day to day. It is very comprehensive. We're going to be training. It's very comprehensive. Okay, this is our curriculum has been viewed and approved by DOT and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association. So we have a very comprehensive curriculum. Okay, 2 weeks, 70-hour course at the completion, guaranteed career placement events. We also have where you can register. Students can register right here from our site. Just click here, it says register, and they can register for upcoming courses. Go here, and it tells you right here, Freight Logistics Training Guaranteed Career Placement Student Registration Form. 2-week in-depth freight broker and dispatch agent training course offered on site at the RBBS Logistics Learning Center's campus in Tallahassee, Florida, with guaranteed career placement offers from bonded logistics brokerage firms and state licensed accredited dispatch firms after successful course completion. Tuition is $7,500. Tuition, student loans, and financing options are available. Tuition includes travel, hotel accommodation, meals, limited local transportation via Uber and Lyft. There's a course schedule again in the brochure. Students can pre-register and apply for financing when funded pre-registrations reach the minimum class size of 45 students. Registered students will be notified via email, phone, and certified mail
of the next course start date. After confirmation of funded tuition from a lender, state, federal, veterans, vocational rehab, or private sponsorship, registered students will receive their prepaid travel, hotel accommodations, and restaurant meal packages. Registrants will be able to choose from the following prepaid modes of travel. Air travel will pay for economy class. Greyhound or Megabus. Car rental will pay for full size or SUV. There's a registration form for students to fill out. After that, they click next, they submit it, and then they can go over here and they can apply for finance. If they need to finance at $7,500, they can click here and it'll take them over to our financing page where they can connect with more than 37 lenders. They apply one time, the lenders review it, and then they let them know what they are offering them, and you can get loan amounts up to $50,000, even though our tuition is only $7,500. If you want to apply for a bigger loan, let's say if you're a student and you decide you don't want to go work for one of the firms that are hiring partners who are offering a position, let's say you want to stay on your own. Well, let's say you want to start your own brokerage firm. Well, becoming a broker is very expensive. So if you want to borrow $25,000 or $40,000 or up to $50,000, you can submit your application for that. If you get approved, then you got $50,000 or $20,000. $7,500 is what our course costs for our class to attend our school. The rest you can use to pay for your bond, setting up your brokerage firm office, whatever you need to pay for, your insurance, all the other type of stuff. Okay, so payment terms, they have them up to 60 months. They do accept challenge credit scores as low as 580. I have to tell you now, if your debt to income ratio can't be more than 40%. So you gotta have a less than 40% debt to income ratio for them to consider you for finance. Okay, so that's how we're set up with the school. All right. If you want to look at our hiring partners, we have right here services, course schedule, consortium of hiring partners, and we have our online training, which is what you all are in now, our online training. But we have hiring partners, and we have the companies like the likes of Ryan's Feather. They supply us with instructors. Ryan's Feather, they've been in business for 104 years. They're a heavy haul truck moving company and brokerage firm and dispatch firm. They have all three. Exo Logistics, they're a dispatch firm. Suprema Freight Solutions, her company specializes in auto hauling, and they're part of our hiring group too. K&L Transport, we have several others that I haven't added on here yet. I'm waiting for them to send me all that stuff. Whole bunch of others that I got to add on here. So, but once I get them all added, you all better go in here and look at all of the hiring partners. You can click on it, takes you right over to their respective websites and everything, so you can learn more about these hiring partners and things like that. So, but that's us. That's us. All right, that's us. That's what we're doing. We're trying to bring some great things to the industry, and of course, our online training, where our goal is to train people to dispatch freight from home and earn $100K a year. That's our goal, to get you all to $100K a year plus, dispatching freight from home. And how do I know you can do that? Because I did it. Darren Stevens, he did it. Charles Mundy, train him, he does it. We have a lot of people who have taken our course who are earning well over $100,000 a year. Now, am I going to tell you that everybody who takes our course earns $100,000 a year? No. Am I going to tell you that everybody that takes our course is successful? No, because in life, you have some people, I don't care what you're doing, they're not going to be successful because it depends on them. I can only give you all the instruction, and I can provide y'all with the tools, the resources, the training, and the support. But the bottom line is you got to do the work. You got to do the work. Okay? You got to do the work. As someone to call me the other day and say, this not working for me. Okay? I look at the back office logins. I see, well, you've never even logged into your back office. So I know you haven't looked at it. You haven't been into the load boards. You haven't called into the shippers. Have you called any truck drivers? Have you at least started calling the owner-operators? No, because I don't want them to hang up in my face. Okay, so I said, how's it gonna work for you if you don't do the work? It can't work for you if you don't do the work. I can push you. I can give you the instructions. I can come on here every Thursday. I can do my broadcast every morning. I can plug you into all the people that are doing this. But if you don't do the work, ain't none of it gonna work for you. Okay, you want to know the key to making $100,000 a year doing this? Just go through the steps. Just do it. Are you gonna screw up? Yeah. I'm telling you right now, when you make your first 5 phone calls to an operator, you're gonna screw it up. Because everybody does. I did it. But guess what? You're gonna learn more from your screw-ups than you do from your successes. So feel free to go ahead and screw up your first 5 to 10 phone calls. Get it out the way. Go ahead and screw it up. Screw it up royally because you're gonna do it anyway. But I guarantee you, after you make the first phone call, you're gonna know what not to do on the second phone call. You make the second phone call, you're gonna know even more what not to do. Make the third phone call, you're gonna know even more not to do. By the time you hit your 5th phone call, you're gonna start figuring out what to do instead of not figuring out what not to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the learning process. That's how you learn. A baby don't learn to walk without falling down. Okay? If you don't fall down, you ain't gonna never learn how to walk. Same thing here. Go ahead and get the screw ups out the way. I'm giving everybody the permission to screw up your first 10 phone calls. There you have it. Because you're gonna screw it up. But that's okay. That's okay. Because you're gonna learn from them. And when you learn from them, you're gonna be like, wow, it's not so bad. So what? He said no. Make another phone call. Well, that person said maybe. Make another phone call. That person said, let me think about it. Make another phone call. Oh my God, this person said yes. Now what the hell do I do now? That's how it's gonna be. I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna be making somebody's gonna say, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give you a shot. Shoot me this person. You'll be like, oh shit. I got somebody. That's exactly what happens though. Seriously though, that's what happens. And that's okay, because that's how you go through this business. That's how you learn. That's how you evolve. And as you evolve, you learn how to scale your business. And as you scale your business, you learn how to become a business owner. And before you know it, you you look back and, man, I made $140,000 this year. Yep. And that's a good feeling. Well, knowing that you not have to worry about where money comes. Look, coming from somebody who was homeless for 18 months, that's a tremendous feeling. A tremendous feeling of knowing that I'm never going to have to be in that position again. Never. There was a time when I used to have to walk from the homeless shelter to my little day, with the little job they have at the day labor. I used to walk down to the day labor at 5:30 in the morning, sit there from 6 a.m. for them to call my name to go out on the job. Then they give me a ticket to go on the job. Then I had to either hitchhike or walk to the job where I was going to work at. In this case, I got outsourced to the city of Tallahassee Parks and Recreation, which was about 5 miles from the day labor place. So I had to walk about 1.5 miles to the day labor, and then walk 5 miles to the city of Tallahassee, and hope that somebody picks me up, right? Well, that was then. But because I took a chance on the trucking and freight industry, and I started taking the steps, now I don't have to worry about walking nowhere. I go outside, in the morning, and I got a choice of 7 cars to choose from, but which one I want to drive, and every last one of them paid for. Is it the Range Rover? Is it the Nissan truck? Is it the Jaguar? Is it the convertible? Or is it the Cadillac? Well, my wife took the Jag this morning, so I got to drive. So I got a choice of the Cadillac, the Range Rover, whatever. But that's what this industry would do for you. That's what it would do for you, because it did it for me. Okay. And you all are in a lot better situation than I was when I started. A lot better situation. Okay. So if you're worried about can this industry, can this dispatching thing do it for you? That's the last thing you got to worry about. all you got to worry about is just doing it, taking the steps, doing it. If you work it, it will work for you. If you don't work it, no, it ain't gonna work for you. Plain and simple. All right, that's about all I have. Does anybody have any quick questions, real quick? Questions, real quick. Let me check my YouTube channel, see if anybody on there got any questions. What we got going on? All right, any questions on YouTube? I got in. Kevin said he got. He was trying to log in. When I tried to log into Trucking Planet, I get the finally you got in good. I used to jump as well as got to used to jump as well as an airborne. All right, I see you. Check your shoe. First man in the door. You know what I'm talking about. That's how they say it. First man in the door. Check your shoe. All right. All right. Pretty much, just same stuff. All right. I want to thank you all for joining us on YouTube. I want to thank our students for joining us here live. Michelle, Marquita. We have a couple of more on here that I need to pull them up. I can't see them right now. I want to thank our people on YouTube that joined us. Let me get to my YouTube channel here. Thank our people on YouTube. I want to thank Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Sophia Moore, she's also one of our students. She decided to join us on YouTube tonight instead of live. Hey, Sophie, how you doing? Tracy Mahan, thank you for joining us, Tracy. Lisa Tillman, thank you for joining us as well. I appreciate you all joining. I appreciate all your input. Sheer Azure, thank you. Hey, Airborne, keep on jumping, man. Sissy, Sassy Girl, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining us this evening. Makai, is it Chow or Shay? Appreciate you joining us also. Sorry if I screwed any of your names up. I do apologize, but I'm not very good at name pronunciation sometimes. But I do want to thank all of you all, and I want you all to join us back here on next Thursday for our dispatch training that we have every Thursday night from 7 p.m. until about 8:30, sometimes 9:30 like we did tonight. It depends on how good it's going. And then also on Saturday, we have our dedicated freight broker training. It's every Saturday called the Broker's Hour from 10:15 a.m. till about 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Saturday morning, we have the broker training, which is our Broker's Hour. Every Monday night from 7 p.m., but not every Monday night. Depends on how many students, how many franchisee owners who are going to be attending will determine if we have training on Monday night. But Monday night is dedicated to franchise training because we do offer a franchise opportunity to this as well. If y'all want to see what that is, join in on Monday nights from 7 p.m. till about 8:30 p.m. We have our franchisee training every Monday night. So, but as far as everything else goes, I want you all to join me back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. if you get up that early in the morning, from 6 a.m. to about 6:15 until about 7:15 in the morning, we have the load board report. That is a daily weekly review of loads of what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to load and freight availability. Kind of like the Al Roker thing, but you have the weather report. I look at what's going on in your neck of the woods. What we do, look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to load and freight availability. We go through all the states. We tell y'all how many loads are available in each state. We did pick a state and we do some load canvassing, and we show. I have owner operators that call in live on my phone, and they tell me what they're looking for, and I find them freight and give it to them free with no dispatch agreement, with no dispatch fee. Just give them free loads doing the load board report. So check that out. You pick up a lot of good information. We do a lot of searches for dedicated freight and show y'all how to connect those loads and how to do the backhaul searches and how to connect loads and create those dedicated runs where you're doing 600, 800, 900, and next thing you know, you got a string of loads where you're doing $1,700, $1,500, $2,500 a day, 5 days a week. So that's kind of like what we do on a load board report. We're giving away free loads. It's like a combination of everything that I do as a dispatcher. I show y'all how to find loads. I show y'all how to connect loads. I do some training at the same time. So it's pretty interesting. Y'all need to check it out. And if I do say it to myself, It's pretty entertaining. Sometimes I sing, I tell jokes, you know, but you might not like my singing. You may hate my jokes even worse, but I do it. so y'all can show up to watch me make a fool of myself if that's what y'all want to do. But that's what we do on the Lobo Report every morning. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for the great questions you all had for tonight. And next Thursday, we'll get into locating owner operators, how to locate owner operators, where to locate them from our tools and resources in the back office. Thank you all. You all have a great night. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And bye. Get y'all next time. Bye, everybody.